Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing good on this MLK Day. Um, Share, like, subscribe, smash that like button. uh, I I guess we'll just go ahead and jump into it. I don't really have a whole lot of stuff to really talk about. I guess. I mean, I'm sure everybody's seen the news, all the protests going on up there in Minnesota and all that kind of crap. Oh man. I hope you're staying warm. I know that where I am right now, we're kind of going through a little bit of a cold dip, which isn't, obviously uncalled for given the month, but I guess it's a little colder than normal. Went to bed last night at like 2 or 3 because last night was basically my last day on vacation, and I go back to work tomorrow. But last night I went to bed pretty late, and as I was sitting there laying in bed, the wind just sounded it almost sounded like one of those kinds of moments when you hear a big front moving in, and you get a bunch of wind and stuff just gusting all over your house. Took me a while to fall asleep. All right, man. So anyway, here we are. Let me see here. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think we have a yeah, an ancient complex thing going on right now. And Anton, let me see here. Anton, I think Warren, is that right? Or Warner, I mean. Warner, Anton, and Bundy are over here trying to work on that. And per usual, this place didn't really yield too much return. But that's okay because we'll get some pretty decent, pretty good amount of steel from some of the stuff once I break it all down. Excuse me. Actually, I said good morning. I think it's closer to noon, actually. So good afternoon? I don't know. Oh. Let's see here. Is there anything else around here? I think I went through most of the stuff. What the hell? Is he going to get them? Yeah, he's getting them. Okay, good. Yeah, unfortunately, I think my AI settings have nerfed a lot. Because I think when I made this colony, I was still kind of new, somewhat, to the game. Uh, I remember when I first started playing this game, I couldn't stand it, man. It would piss me off so much because I couldn't really wrap my head around how to, I guess, deal with a lot of the stuff that the AIs would always wind up throwing at you using their default, settings and stuff. Because I remember there would be times when I'd use it. Right now, I think this AI is Randy. I can't remember the names of the other ones, but I know that the other ones always kick my ass every single time. And sometimes Randy, even on whatever settings I've got this thing set for, even now sometimes it can kick my ass. It just depends on what all is going on, because like there's been times with Randy when he would throw like, some sort of insane storm at me combined with some meteor impact that destroys a bunch of boomalopes, and the boomalopes, like a domino effect. In other words, all this crap would happen, and people going on benders and vision quests and tantrums and all this stuff. And it just got to a point where I was like, oh god. And that's the reason I don't mind safe scumming, man. You know, sometimes I justify the save and restart type thing because of how the AI can sometimes be in this game. It's one thing if you're sitting here playing the game and the AI throws a few things at you that makes sense. Stuff that you can kind of believe in, like the occasional meteorite or meteor that lands on your base or whatever. Sometimes that can make sense because in this type of scenario, when you're a colony that's on some foreign planet or whatever, it's believable that something like that can happen. But when you deal with not only a meteor impact, but then a raid, and then a massive, you know, century storm, and then a volcano that clouds your place and some sort of dust that your solar panels can no longer function in. All of that kind of stuff all at once. That's when I begin to kind of say, all right, look, we're just going to go ahead and restart. I don't really feel bad about doing that. I mean, come on, guys, man. It's just a fucking game, right? But I try not to do that for whatever it's worth. Because even I have my limits of, like, feeling like I want to make something out of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to earn a lot of my stuff that I do in the game. Alright, so we need to relocate this. Every single time this happens, I always try to relocate on some steel. Because right now with plasteel, we're looking okay. And steel, there's just so much that depends on steel. So let's see if we can find a steel deposit. One in here, but I've already got about 2 or 3, 4 or 5. And I've got those out there. I try to avoid putting stuff in here simply because of how hot it gets in this room. And I don't think I can reach it anyway. And over here is what? That's jade. This is something else that I've tried to get on top of. I've tried to, like, forbid some of these long-range scanners in favor of these ground things. I think I need more time, though, to get everything caught up with that. I think out here is going to be about the only place I can... It's kind of far, but you can make it work. Now, let me make sure that I've got my zone set up here. Damn it. Didn't mean to do that. I've got to get a different mouse or something. And I actually have a backup mouse in my space in here. The reason being is because sometimes this mouse, I think it like double clicks on its own and stuff. I think it's just old and worn. Excuse me. Alright, so there's that. Let's go back to the other guys here. What's he doing? Let's see. He might need some more Bundy. Yeah, that's not reasonable. I don't think I'm gonna get very much work out of Bundy. Now, every single time I go on these runs, unless it's one of those ancient mechanator types of missions where you get the mechanator chip or whatever it is that you can use on your colonists, most of the time these trips just turn into a, I don't know, excuse me, a building materials acquisition mission, you know, where they're doing what they're doing right now. And it's better than nothing, I guess, but it's, I don't know. Sometimes it gets a little lame, you know, but I guess you got to get something out of nothing. Just not much else on this map really worth worrying about. I suppose one thing I could do is maybe prep for the raid, maybe, but I'm not really sure what would be coming my way if I did. And if I did, I don't know, it might be kind of a pain in the ass having to dick around with the prisoners, assuming I would be able to get any that would survive. Because I'll admit that would be kind of cool to bring home a prisoner, because then we could put them in that rip scanner thing and start working on the Fabricore stuff. But I keep thinking that if I stick to it, I'll be able to get the Koosh faction to eventually try to raid me at some point. Let's see where we are on these things. Okay. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do here is load those up again. So I've got, let me see here, how much toxic stuff do I have? 427. So let's go ahead and load these things up. And what we'll do is we'll jettison them off to the Koosh faction land and try to entice them to come and raid us. And I've said it before and I'll say it again, man. One of these days I'm going to wind up getting the gumption to redesign my launch room stuff. Because I hate having to go through individually selecting these things and setting them up. But see, whenever I built this stuff, I didn't realize that you could basically link them. So I just kind of went with it, you know. There we go. And there we go. So now some of the mechs, will load those up. And as soon as they load those up, what we'll do is we'll send them all the way... Where is it? All the way out here. Small hills, tundra. You know, it's a little... You would think that you'd be able to click on a thing or something and see who claims this area as theirs. 'Cause I don't think we've... Yeah, that doesn't seem to exist, I guess, in the UI. Because it'd be kind of cool to be able to kind of, like, you know, see who you'd be... see who you would be angering if you did do stuff like jettison toxic waste packs and stuff. Because all I know is that whenever I send my stuff out there, it pisses the Koosh faction off, and sooner or later they usually come after me. Or sometimes they'll wind up jettisoning their toxic waste packs into my colony and stuff. They've done that a couple times. Which is that actually kind of irritates me more than them raiding me. Because then at that point you've got to, take them all and load them all up in your own stuff. Combat supplier. All right. That's something. I can't remember the last time that I've seen a one of those orbital traders. My God. Ever since I started playing this game somewhat intensely, I've been noticing the pattern of the more you progress in the game, the fewer times you have where you see those orbital traders, especially the bulk traders, come around your place. And I've looked that up online to see if there's like a bug or something, and there have been other people that have noticed that. But what's weird is that whenever you see a post like that on a subreddit or something like that, it's almost as if that person that posts that gets dogpiled by a bunch of people that claim no, it's not a bug, it's just and then they come up with some sort of excuse. Like, one excuse I saw one time was something about how once you reach a certain point in the game's development with your colony, I guess these ticks or something, the time units that I guess the game operates within, the ticks get longer because of all of the computational things that the game has to go through, and as a result, the older your colony is, the longer it seems like it takes things to happen. And so they try to justify the lack of orbital traders and their frequency by referring to those ticks. Maybe there's something to that. I mean, on a technical level, it does make sense, but Uh, Game-wise, though, it tells me that at least at a bare minimum, there's a design flaw with how, I guess, time is processed in this game. Alright, so Jonah, I guess. So let's look at his stuff here real quick if we can find it. Jonah. Jonah. Here we are. So we'll have him. Is it a him, by the way? I don't know if it's a him. I think it is. Yeah, him. So he can at least clean and haul stuff. It's better than nothing. Okay, so anyway, Gabs. As soon as Gabs gets done chilling out, we'll have her do the trade. See how the trip has come along. Alright, man, we're making progress. If we get done with the floors, we'll get the hell out of here. Yeah, there just wasn't really a whole lot there on that mission, man. And it's kind of the same thing, too, time-wise, with those ancient complex mechanator missions. You know, again, the older your colony is, the fewer you begin to see of those types of missions for some reason. So I don't know if it's really a ticking thing, the time tick thing, or if it's really just, I don't know. I've always believed that there's something in the logic somewhere that tells the system to stop sending bulk traders and mechanator missions if your, like, overall general success per your resources reaches a certain threshold. Be kind of like a staggering thing, and it would be done logically too if the intent was to gradually make your game experience more challenging the older your colony is. It'd be kind of like a game balance type of mechanic, but who knows, man. Don't know. See what's going on with the wildlife. Alright, so we definitely want more medicine. No charge rifles. We've got some frag grenades. I guess we'll go ahead and take those. Beyond that, though, man, this kind of sucks. And there's just not really a whole lot. See, this is the thing. I hate this about the ground trades. You just never really get a whole lot out of them. I would give anything to see one of those orbital bulk traders, man. That would make my day. Okay, well, yeah, I just don't. There's nothing here, man. I guess here you can take a. Give you a mask. And take that used up flak jacket, I guess. Yeah, it's gonna be it, I guess. Whoop-de-doo. Alright, let's take care of this real quick. And go back up there to where Gabs was, because that means that she's There's some stuff to take care of or haul. And we'll have ice. I don't want to leave that medicine out here. It might deteriorate. Now we've got a kid, I'm sure, that's sitting there cooking alive. I wish there was a way for me to take care of that. That gets so annoying. I think we need more slate blocks. One thing I think we need to do here that I guess I forgot to do is install the actual sleep stuff. We need bedrolls. Let's install this here. We also need a fire too. All about that. So we'll put that here. I had a table right yet. I always take tables and chairs and things like that whenever I go on trips like this, because it kind of seems to make the trip easier on the colonists. one more chair, didn't I? I thought I had four chairs, but I guess I don't. Dundee, what are you doing? See, look at this. It's weird. I don't know if that's my mouse or the game. I think that's more the game because it seems to do that whenever it winds up like uh, lagging. I think. But the thing is that I whenever I'm sitting here playing this game, usually I've got about 3 or 4 different open Firefox windows. Usually at least one or two of them playing live streams. I've got OBS, doing my recording. So I don't know if it's really the game or if it's just me using so much resources on my system. But there's game wise as far as my experience playing the game here in person, I don't notice any actual lag. It's just this clicking stuff, and so I don't know if it's my mouse or if it's the game or if it's some other thing. I know it's annoying as hell though. I wish it would speed up. There's somebody hunting. I like how whenever they see a corpse, it does this. I mean, that's nuts. -12 just for seeing a dead body? I mean, what am I supposed to do? Just pile all of those damn things somewhere else just so they can not see it or something? I know it's a kid and stuff, but I think they're all like that. Regardless of their age. Yeah, see? -12. Jiminy Christmas, man. bit nippy out here. Thinking maybe we should make some walls. What do we have? So it looks like, are the ancients mechs? I think they are, right? Of course, I can't click on anything. Ancients. To get out of there before too long. We need to move this one. Steel? Yeah. so Shelly's pregnant, and Tilly. We've got kitty cat here that needs to be named. David. Sure. Wait a minute. Oh, never mind. I was thinking there for a second that we named female David, but I was wrong. And that's another reason that I want some of those freaking bulk traders to come in orbit, because I've got so many of these stupid cats that I need to get rid of. And they're not useless, man. I mean, they do sometimes haul things here and there and stuff like that, but I've just got so much crap here that I need to offload. I mean, livestock aside, which I need, it's... How many cats do I even have? I even have one or two Thrumbos that I need to get rid of. But yeah, I've got tons of cats that I could get rid of. Tons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 11. I try not to get rid of the animals that are bonded. It just, you know, obviously it causes some issues with the colonists that they're bonded to, but all of the others, though, unless it's a special animal or something, I always try to get rid of them. And the best way to do that is with those orbital bulk traders, and unfortunately, man, I can't remember the last time I saw one. In game years, it's been, I'd say, no less than 10, at least. Oh. I should probably... get at least a couple more. Need to hurry up and get on this freaking floor stuff. Might be forced to just say screw it and leave. Just not really making a whole lot of progress with it. Look at Bundy sleeping there with his gas mask on. Weirdo. Bundy, you weirdo. Nice to see him finally getting that built. That's been like that now for at least, I don't know, 3 days, maybe 4. Man, tonight's going to be a challenge to get to sleep on time. I think I had my work alarm set for like 6 o'clock in the morning. And last night I didn't get to sleep till about like 3:30. I mean, I made it to bed at like somewhere around I think 2:30. And I set my alarm this morning for 9 to try to transition me back into the normal work schedule cycle, I guess. And the alarm went off at 9 a.m. I shut the alarm off and then went back to sleep and woke up at 10. Which is better than what I have been doing. You know, during my vacation, I've been waking up at like noon, which I don't like to do, man. But anybody who's been on a long vacation understands how it goes sometimes with that type of stuff. So I imagine that tonight I'll probably wind up, if I'm lucky, falling asleep at like maybe 3, wake up at 6, trudge off into 15 to 20 degree weather for work. Not looking forward to it, man. But if I can get past that first day, I think things will be okay. It's always that first day, when you come back from a vacation at work, where it's like, give me one more day. Man, if it wasn't for those little bots, I'd be screwed. They do so much around here. Raccoons and rats. Hensley is always wanting a look change. I think there's a little bit of a bug with the styling station or whatever that thing is that they use to change their looks with. Because there's been a couple times when I put Hensley on that to try to satisfy her desires for changing her looks. And what I found is that she would get into this continuous loop where she'd be dyeing her clothes. And it would just go over and over and over like that, on and on. And it got to a point where I had to uninstall the freaking styling station. So now Hensley is just always, whining about wanting to change a dress or hair color or something. And I just ignore it. It's almost as bad as the pyromaniacs, man. Whenever the pyromaniacs go on their benders, they always go around and light shit up. The only way I've found to deal with that is to recruit someone and have them follow the person until they're done trying to set stuff on fire. Because if you beat someone up or, try to put them in jail or whatever, it causes a days long type of ding to your colonist's mood. And sometimes that can actually cause more problems. These. Uranium. We're playing on uranium, so we don't need that. Just need more slate, man. Give me my slate. What's Anton doing? Anton. don't understand this. Levia has gotten food poisoning from eating rice. Is she like allergic to rice or something? Because I've seen that before and I've never completely understood it. Because you wouldn't think that somebody would get food poisoning from eating rice. Unless something was wrong with rice. Like, did she come out here and, like, eat rice after it's been slathered on by the humalopes? And maybe then that might make some sense. Whatever, man. Because there's not really any excuse, I don't think. See, here's the thing. I've got my colonists on this custom food plan that I have, and the food plan I don't even know if I remember how to get to it. I think it's edit, right? Yeah, so the custom food plan that I have here, it doesn't have anything that should be causing any kinds of problems for anyone. Apparently, though, sometimes that rice causes problems, but I don't really get it. I don't understand why. And I always make sure to leave rice as an option, because back when I was going through some issues with the colony where food was really scarce, it reached a point where I had to start allowing them to eat rice. Or I guess raw rice. So I don't know. I don't know why I've allowed them to have raw venison, but I'm not going to change anything with this for the time being. Just going to kind of live with it. So maybe her species or something, hybrid. I was hoping maybe there might be something in this that would explain whether she's like allergic to rice or something, but I don't even know if they can be allergic to rice. Is that like a game mechanic? Whatever, man. Just deal with it, Livia. Go get you some Tums. Well, I kind of feel bad, man. This has been kind of an uneventful stream for the most part. Or, not stream, but video. I suppose I'm going to have to get to the point where I'm, like, cutting things out of videos and stuff to just get past the boring stuff. I don't really want to have to do because of the amount of work it sometimes takes to screw around with that type of stuff, but I might have to start doing that. Because I know that if it were me and I was watching these videos, I'd be pretty bored myself, so I wouldn't really fault anybody for not watching my videos, but, you know, it's just one of those things I didn't really think I'd ever have to mess around with if I didn't want to. What's going on here? We got a fight. Uh-oh. Okay, we gotta do something about this. Let's see here. I don't normally do this, but the thing is that Brooke is one of my best melee people. Well, Well, I think she used to be. Maybe 11 isn't really that big of a deal around here now, but I know that if we're not careful, she's gonna really hurt him. I hate having to do this, man. Okay, so what I'll do is this. See your Benka. Go ahead and drop Brooke. Undraft. And prioritize releases. So now Brooke's going to be pissed off that she was jailed. Or prison. That's going to last for 12 days. I hate having to screw around with that, man. Well, the good news, though, is that we've got plenty of food. Traditionally, in this colony, man, that's always been kind of a balancing act. What the hell's going on here? Hold on. Yeah. Let's get this out of here. I thought I did that at one point, but I guess I didn't. Move this down. I guess over here. Let's have Shannon do that right now. That way we can stop generating all these stupid marble chunks. Alright, they're screwing around with the floor. It's not getting done as quickly as I want it to be done. So I think what I'm gonna do, at least he's constructing the marble wall. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna have them come back home. I don't want to mess around with this stuff anymore. Go ahead and find them here. Reform caravan. Come back home. Alright. Travel supplies. I usually take everything on this screen. Hold on a second, I hear my trash truck. I want to make sure that they get the trash. And they got it. Alright. Items. Let's see here. The advanced component, all the steel, some uranium, not the limestone table. Table. I think what I'll do is I'll take all of those slate chunks because that can come in handy back home. So I think that's it, right? I'm just gonna leave the wood. Supplies, yes. Alright, we're good. Time to head home. Alright. I think that's where I'm gonna leave it here. When I get back in the next episode, I don't know when that's going to be. Might be a few days, might be a week. I just don't know. But I'm going to continue work with this freaking wing down here, and hopefully, when the guys get back to the colony with the new slate blocks and stuff, we'll be able to speed that up a little bit and hopefully get this stuff done. Because once I get done with this, I'm gonna make 4 more of these basin growing areas. One right here, 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 and here. And then I'm gonna wind up deconstructing these and basically moving them 1 block over just to make everything consistent. And then once I get done with that, I'm gonna start making more efforts to summon those bots. I can never remember what they're called. Hawker Crons or whatever they are. But I'll summon those, get some more of those chips, and start working again on the atomizer buildings. And hopefully reach a point where we don't have to jettison these toxic waste packs anymore. But, you know, like I said, right now I'm trying to do that deliberately so that I can entice people to come over here, take them hostage, and then sacrifice them in this rip scanner thing. So that I can then make the chips that wind up basically making those fabric cores, and then using the fabric cores to work on these fabrication benches full time, which would free up the mechanics and stuff to go work on other things. Anyway, that's where we are, man. So hope you enjoyed this. I know there wasn't a whole lot going on in it, but you know, sometimes that's just the way it goes, especially for later game colonies like mine is. This thing's getting to be really, really big. Like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. I'd love to hear your opinions on the colony. If you have any tips, any suggestions, I'd love to hear them in the comments. Otherwise, you guys have a good MLK Day. Stay safe, stay warm. If you have to work today, I feel for you, man. Try not to let it get to you, and just get through the day. You guys take care, and I will see you whenever I see you. Later.